We're going to cross live to Israeli news anchor Lital Shemesh, who is in Tel Aviv.
Hi, thank you for having me.
What are you seeing on the ground there? It looks like there's a situation of confusion and fear on the streets as people deal with Israel's equivalent of the 9/11 tragedy for the US. How are people handling it?
We're just shocked, mostly shocked about the situation, about how is this horrific terror attack can happen on our cities and towns. At the moment, I mean, Israel would need to investigate what has happened here and why is the intelligence wasn't aware. What is happening at the moment is that we're seeing someone has sabotaged, shot at the camera civilians on the border. But now we need to focus on getting the entire world to stand next to Israel in the fight against those terrorists, against these Islamic jihadists who have committed those horrible war crimes. So we're talking about over 350 people who were murdered by Hamas terrorists. We're talking about 1,800 wounded people and dozens of people who we still don't know the accurate number who were taken into Gaza as hostages. And you know, when we're talking about Israel fighting Hamas, it's not just that we're fighting Hamas, a terror organization controlling the Gaza Strip, because at the end of the day, Hamas is a proxy of Iran. And I think in moments like this, the entire world should point a finger, a blaming finger towards Iran and getting back the sanctions against Iran, because Iran is the country who is funding Hamas. Iran is the country who was ordering Hamas, telling them what to do. So I hope we'll see the international community support in Israel in the fight against Islamic terrorism.
Me too, Lital. The Israeli Defence Force and intelligence services are known for being among the best in the world, and yet this event has somehow managed to be planned and effected without being detected. What does that do to the psyche of Israeli people who are normally able to live what are, really quite free and open lives, despite the fact they're in a vulnerable part of the world?
Yeah, that is true. We have a peaceful life. We have the strongest army in the world, and that's like the number one question that we are all asking ourselves. How did it happen? Whether there was a cyber attack by Iranians on the IDF computers, like how is this scandal even occur? But as I said, we'll have a lot of time to deal with all those questions and investigative reports about this horrific attack. But at the moment, we need to focus on bringing back the deterrence, because clearly, as you can see on the ground, Hamas is undeterred. Hamas is undeterred. And the people of Israel, both left and right, are hoping the government will hit Hamas and hit them hard. Because if anyone cares about what is happening in Israel and about what is happening in Gaza, they should care about the fact that the Palestinians have democratically elected Hamas, in the election that they have, elected a extremist terror group who is now controlling the Gaza Strip and who's been funded by Iran. Only in the recent year, we've seen Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu flying around Europe, trying to get European leaders in his war against Iran, in his war against this one country who is the number one funding of world terrorism. And we're talking about Hamas in Gaza. We're talking about Hezbollah up north. The entire Middle East is watching to see how Israel is going to react to this horrific attack. And if Israel won't attack and attack hard, we'll have Hezbollah on our northern border, and we have the appetite of Iran just getting bigger and bigger. So I think Hamas will soon understand that they've made an enormous mistake, because Israel is not going to keep quiet on what just happened to us. And I think the entire world should not be quiet.